Hey everyone, Madeline Rascon here. I'm sure you might have heard the saying or the quote about live how others won't. So for a while, live how others won't for a while, so that you can live how others can't later on. That's the general gist of the quote. I wanted to just share with you my own personal experience. In a previous video, I stated that I own my house, my car, and I'm not making payments on anything. I wanted to clarify, I don't live in a $500,000 house. My plan, which has worked spectacularly, which is why I'm making this video, so that you can perhaps take my advice, anybody out there. After I had had my vehicle repossessed when I was kind of in a down slump, I pushed myself and I got myself to the point that I had, over 10 grand to go get my vehicle out of repo within 7 days. I did this. I pushed. I went from broke, my vehicle repossessed, no insurance, no bus fare, and in 10 days it was going to be sold. And I hustled and I got $10,000 in sales. I needed it. I desired it. There was not a way that I could fail. I needed to get my vehicle back. Because if I had my vehicle, I could run a crew and I could make more money. And so after I had made that money and I had gotten my car out of repo, paid it off completely, and gotten the title, I was telling my then fiance, who is now my husband, we need to do this with a house. Not like a brick and mortar house, but we're paying $1,000 a month in rent, and I know there's people out there that are paying more than that in rent. There's leases out there for rental properties that are like $2,500 a month and more. That's unnecessary. And I told him, I'm like, we can make so much money together. We're both very business oriented, and our mindset is towards making money. And so I told him, I want to buy a house in cash. Now, not a brick and mortar on a foundation. I'm talking a trailer. That was my thing. I was like, I'm willing to purchase the cheapest trailer that I can stand to live in and live there until I have the money to have a house built that is going to be what I want built. And so I put that out there. I was pregnant at the time with our son, and it was important to me. My car had gotten repossessed, and we were in a position, I was like, this is going to change. I'm done with this. Having a child, it's time to take control over this situation. So a month later, we had $6,000 that we had put aside, and I went out, and he was kind of fighting me on it, but to this day he's still like, you know what, best decision ever. I'm glad that you forced me into it, because I did. I forced him into the decision. I found the ad for a house. It was a 1978 single wide trailer, which I am proud to say I still live in, because I'm in the process of saving, $750,000, $750,000 to have my dream house custom built, which, my projections are looking like this is going to happen this time next year. So my plan is working, and I am completely proud of my 1978 trailer that I live in, because it is full of furniture that is nice. I have a 73-inch flat screen plasma 3D TV. I have a LG 3D surround sound system. I get brand new sofas once a year. I've had two sets of brand new fridge and stoves since we've lived here, that I just decided to do it. I have a beautiful log bed frame, which I told you I got through the power of attraction. I have a $2,000 armoire that I just love. I have 2 cars that we own that are paid off. I have a front loader, washer, and dryer, which are top of the line digital, the best that you can get, that I paid a lot for. I'm proud of the house that I live in, because I paid $6,000 cash for this sucker, and I got the title for it, and I don't pay rent anymore. I own what I live in. I own the land, I own the house, I own it all. That means all the money that I make goes into savings. That means that my chances of successfully moving into a dream house, custom built, is 100%. I am in the process, in the midst of the last several years, of living like nobody will, so that next year I can live like nobody can't. Now, I'm telling you that this is a real thing, that I've had so many friends come over and just give me shit about my house. And I'll point out that, all the things that we own, we have 3 Apple tablets, we got Apple phones, we got Apple laptops, we got nice things in this house. It may be a single wide trailer, but we live here because we own it. And we own all the nice stuff inside of it. And that means that every month we can put away thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands into savings. Our bills are just minuscule because we own it all. We can go out and get 3D movies, we can go out and have fun, we can go out and have dinners, if something happens, if transmission were to go out, if a tire goes flat, if our TV breaks, all these things have happened, and they were solved like that because we made the decision to move into a single wide trailer and live like nobody will, so that we can live like nobody can't. Now, I know there's a lot of you that aren't willing to live in a trailer to lower your living standards, but I'm telling you right now, it works. It works. If you don't want to pay rent anymore, which is a waste of money, leasing, renting, waste of money, own that. Own it. Own what you live in. There's people across the street that they just bought theirs. It's a double wide. It's beautiful. I love it. I wish I lived there instead of this one. But you know what? They're going to be paying on it for the next 15 to 20 years. That's their payment terms. They're paying $1,000 a month for the next 15 years for a double-wide trailer. That's why I paid $6,000 cash for this one, so that I'm not going, by the time, that I'll be able to have this house built for us, this custom house next summer, if I was stuck in a mortgage, that money would not be there to be able to do that. The money is only there because we own it all. So that is my piece of advice for you. If you could do anything to improve your life, I tell everybody that comes into my home that is looking for a place to live, which my husband brings home a lot of people like that. He sells Dish Network and DirecTV. He's a regional manager with his own office. And he will bring home his new salesman to show them all of the belongings we have, but within the house that we live in, and tell them pretty much the same story that I'm telling you. That if you don't have a place to live, or if you're paying too much, take that money, buy a cheap trailer, live there, and save the money. And by the time you're moving out, living in that trailer is going to be a distant memory. It's not even bothering me anymore. It used to drive me nuts that we live here. It's not bothering me a single bit because of all the beautiful things that we've accumulated in this home. It's worth it because now, next year when we move, we're going to be able to put all these beautiful belongings into a house that really deserves all these beautiful belongings. And it's going to make it so much easier and such a quicker process to move up in the world because we own everything. So take my advice. If you can own your house, if you can buy a cheap trailer to live in, to squeeze your family in for a couple years, do it. It will be worth it. So everyone, stay happy, healthy, and wealthy.